KuCoin shares on midterm timeframes. What I'm about to say is not going to help with trading, 1 hour chart and below. But in general terms, this origin line right here was used as resistance. It fell below it, used it. So the move accelerated from this origin line. See this? So see this origin line right here? Bounce. Where did it go to? Above this origin line. What did it use as support? This origin line. What did it use as resistance? This daily 89. And when did this move accelerate? When it lost the origin line. After it fell, what did it come up directly to use as resistance? An origin line. You get in the picture? So the key things for the next 60 days with Kucoin shares is this next origin line and the daily 89 EMA. That's it. So you're going to form a triangle here. This is very, very probably what's going to happen. Again, the purple line is the daily 89 EMA. I am actually on the daily chart. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. There you go. You're going to stay in this triangle. And the resolution of this, let me go back to the daily. This could take as long as September. The end of this is roughly September 22nd. I'm going to go ahead and label that. I'll go back to the... I'll stay on the daily for now. Boom. All right. Let me give you some price points on this. What it's going to do inside of there, I don't even want to guess. But we can dive into the short-term timeframes if you'd like. So essentially, what would initiate it to hit the bottom of the triangle? And then what would initiate it to, when do I have an edge of it hitting the top of the triangle? Which it easily could do. It could have a nice move up because the resistance is your daily 89 up there. All right, so let's dive into this. So these are your upward and downward points. And then the pinnacle of it around there, around September 22nd is at about 967. All right, so let's go into the 4 hour chart. A lot of people are going to be seeing this as a wedge, which this one actually makes sense. A wedge actually does make a lot of sense. But I don't use wedges. I use this right here. Oh, wow, it's way broken below it. I think this already has a strong edge of which one is going to be touched first, the top or the bottom of the triangle. Even though it's more than halfway up the triangle, I think there's an edge for this to be hit first. But it could be way over here. It could float around in the middle of this guy for a while. This one's going to be a little harder to read. Give me a quick second to think about this. It feels like I'm missing something here. This line is going to be important because it's 2 monthly, it's a monthly candle closure type of deal. I feel like I'm missing something. No, let me throw in some EMAs. I want to give you the tools that you need to try to play this chart a little bit better. The weekly 10 is more immediate resistance. What about the daily? Daily 55 essentially is the weekly 10. Yeah. So you're more immediate. The odds flip for the top of this triangle to be hit. Let me take some of these EMAs off. Is your weekly 10 / daily 55, which on Bitcoin, they're almost always exactly together. Just like the daily 10 and 1 hour 200 EMAs, they're right together. I mean, they're the same thing mathematically, right? If the price of KCS can get above the daily 55, then you have a strong edge that this is going to be touched first. And you have and this is the daily 89 up here. Daily 55, daily 89. Daily 89 is making the top of this triangle. And until that happens, I think this is more probable. What you might have happen here is you could have a mini triangle within a triangle happen, because this line that I just drew was the monthly, a couple monthly closures. So this daily 55 might need to push price below here, because price won't fall below it without this blue line pushing it below. I'm getting close to giving you a good analysis now for what's going to happen in the middle of this triangle. And I'm looking at this, live, so I didn't plan this, right? Because you just asked me. But so for folks in the recording, I didn't plan this video. So the monthly line that you saw me plan out, the coordinates for that, or the price of that, is right around $9. So you can see it there. I don't have to say it to you. And so that's one tool. The daily 55 is your immediate resistance. Your larger time frame resistance, which should definitely get you to turn back around, is the daily 89, which is purple up here, which is forming the top. So using 1, 2, 3 tools in general, but perhaps forming this triangle, you might not have the same origin lines as I do, but if you want me to zoom out, that's where it is. So the bottom of this is the triangle based off an origin line, which you might or might not have on your chart. I would imagine you do not, but that's where this is coming from. And I showed you from the beginning of this why the origin lines are so important. It's all about the origin lines and major EMAs, and that's the only. So those are your tools in play. Origin line to the top, daily 89 at the bottom. For timing, it's got to resolve itself by September 22nd. That's your 2-month time frame. Your immediate time frame, you're using the daily 55 with this monthly line. That's your immediate play within a more 2-month play that I would expect on this. So I would think about KCS in 2 ways, on 2 different time frames, and using slightly different tools within those time frames. Hopefully that was a good visual and a good breakdown. Sorry it took me a minute to fumble through to figure out what are some really easy tools that are going to give you solid triggers that will automatically give you an edge one way or another, but I got it figured out. So, and the benefit of watching me kind of fumble through there is you can see I get the feeling like, I'm missing something. There's something there. And I hunt until I get it. So you just watch me do that live. So if you're ever not able to figure out, make sense of something, you simply have to keep hunting, because price, unless it's an altcoin that pumps off of news or something, like a YouTuber talking about it. But usually when you might feel confused, like, why did price do that? I was short. Like, I wasn't expecting it to bounce there. It's usually because you're missing something in the charts, because what moves price is the combination of multiple different groups of people seeing different things at the same point. And when they see things at the same point, that's what causes, something to move in one direction, which it was, especially if it's a reversal or a bounce. If direction switches, there is a reason. And if you're not able to see that reason, or figure out when does price start accelerating one way or another, or it's, you just can't quite tell, you just got to keep looking for those reasons and try to think, when are multiple groups of people that look in different things, when are they going to see something at the same time? And you saw me fumble through that process. And that's how I visualize it. So I hope that this KCS one was helpful in more than one way outside of KCS price.